On the radio with me now is State Senator Gordon Rogers, Republican Senate Minority Whip. Good morning, Senator Rogers.
Morning, Gene. Thanks for letting me get on the radio this morning. Appreciate it.
Nice to have you. All right, is Amori doing enough? He said, I've ordered a review, going to have an audit, partial audit, and I'm going to talk to the registry, talk to IDEMIA, the vendor.
No, I don't think he's doing enough. And listen, I speak to Republicans, Democrats, and independents throughout the state. And voter integrity is something that's very important to them. I think if you polled it, you'd probably be north of 80%. So the more we can do, the better it should be. And I don't understand why we don't have an independent audit to check it out and find out if there's any discrepancies. Like you said, it's the same company that in New Jersey that had 6,400 of them possibly voted. And, you know, when we talk 400 votes, a lot of people, well, that's not a lot, but yes, it is. My town, some of the council seats come down to 4 or 5 votes. So it's extremely important. And what do we got to lose? Many incidences, you have pros and cons. This one, there are no cons that I can think of. It's all pros. Voter integrity is very, very important.
Right. Well, you make a good point. You're right. 400 in the scheme of things, with millions of people registered, it's not a lot, but it depends on where those 400 voted. There could be an election where 40 of them voted. It might have flipped the election in the small town or a district that had a low voter turnout. Well, Amori told me, listen, the states run the elections. And, you know, I know the government is looking for all kinds of information. He's not going to turn it over. And he prevailed in court. That case was thrown out. It is on appeal. And Chippendale, who's with you, the leader in the House, he said turn everything over, then he could prove them wrong. Is that the right way to go?
I agree. I agree with that 100%. You have nothing to lose. What about we're going to have a new inspector general coming in? Or why don't we have him do a deep dive on this? Because I think this is a specific issue to driver's license in New Jersey, privilege cards that somehow got some of them registered to vote, 6,000. We have the same system, and I know Greg has talked about doing, you know, selective audits going back 2019. Well, these licenses weren't issued till 2023, so we need to look at this. We need to make sure it's running correctly because it's very commingled. You're automatically registered to vote when you go and renew your license or start a new license, so that's part of the problem. And then the licenses were supposed to be extremely different. I voted no on this multiple times as it worked its way through the years. They were supposed to be completely different. Even my driver's license, which is a commercial driver's license, is different than my wife's standard driver's license. These were supposed to be not identical. I don't know why the registry is saying we're following the law. I don't see anywhere in the law where it says they were supposed to be identical. So we have nothing to lose but to check and find out if these are commingled. They're in the same pool with voter registration and voter IDs. So,
all right. So now you voted against driver privilege cards for illegal aliens. You voted consistently against that. That's right. The record shows.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now, Chippendale the other day told me we were lied to. That they told us these driver privilege cards were going to look different. They'd be identifiable from a regular license. He said they lied to us. And if I knew that was going to be the case, I wouldn't have voted. Now, Rep. Morgan has been very vocal on this. She said during the debate, I brought this up. I told you they were going to pull a fast one, that they were going to look exactly the same. And sure enough, in the end, they look exactly the same. Now, Chippendale said they lied to us. Did they lie to you even though you voted against it?
The same debate was discussed on the Senate floor. The same questions were asked. And I believe I even mentioned the thing about me having commercial driver's license on my license different. They did state that they would be different. They would not be identical. So I don't know if you want to call that a lie. What I'm getting confused on is the Registry of Motor Vehicles is saying the law dictated that it would be identical. But I don't see anything in the law that says they're supposed to be identical. It talks about protecting the information, but I can't find it anywhere in the law where it says they were going to be identical. They should not have been identical. They shouldn't be. And that should be corrected. And maybe this January we'll put a bill in that will distinguish them to make them different. Again, on the floor, they told us they were not going to be identical, and they are.
This goes to the heart of why illegal aliens are even in the system, or why we're talking about illegal aliens in the registry building. Do you know that you can't even find out how many illegal aliens got driver privilege cards? That's not allowed under law, they tell us. We've asked several times. You can't get an answer on that. Isn't that the height of insanity that I can't find out how many people got driver privilege cards?
Well, they take the protection of privilege of information a little bit too far. I think they're hiding that under the law that says you can't release certain amounts of information. But you should absolutely be able to release the numbers that have been issued. That's not giving private information out, and I think the registry is stretching the intent of the law to benefit the agenda of the state of Rhode Island.
Listen, I want to be fair to the registry. I've said this many times on Ask the Registry. Bud Craddock executes what the legislature tells him to do. He didn't push. Bud didn't pass driver privilege cards. He implements them because that's what the lawmakers wanted. And Bud says, it's not me holding back the number. That's spelled out in the statute. I can't tell you. So I don't want to blame the registry. This is the legislature tells the registry what to do. Is that your understanding?
Yes and no. Like I said, I can't reiterate enough. There are certain language in there that protects privileged information on these privilege cards.
Right.
But how you interpret that, I believe the Registry of Motor Vehicles might be going a little bit too far. A specific address and a name may be protected information, but the amount of privilege cards that have been issued in totality, I believe, is not encroaching on privileged information. And they may be thinking it is, and that's where you get into the weeds.
Okay, so you want a full audit. You want an independent audit, as opposed to what somebody from Amore's office taking a look at stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, Reagan said it: trust but verify.
Yeah.
Why would you not? I mean, I'm out in Rhode Island, and I have people questioning me about voter integrity on all walks, Republican, Democrat, and Independent. And if this audit was done, however it turns out, I would be able to refer to this and say, hey, there's an independent audit, and this is how it turned out, whether it's showing fraud or not showing fraud. Also, if there was fraud found, they will also recommend aggressive things to do to stop it in the future. Like when I work for a town, and we have a fiscal audit every year, and they have fiscal audits that say, listen, there is a shortage in paperwork here. We recommend doing this. And if you don't do it the following year, you get hit for not following the recommendation on the previous audit. So it could find problems, and it could give recommendations on correcting them. It's a plus.
This is State Senator Gordon Rogers. He's the Senate Minority Whip. Before